This is lesson 4 in the technique section, and what we're going to do in this lesson is practice changing between strings. All the lessons that we've done up until this point have all been on the same string, so now what we're going to talk about is changing strings. So I'll take you through the right hand and the left hand, and then I'll give you some exercises to practice. Okay, so when I'm changing strings with this hand, my hand hardly comes off the guitar. In fact, it's just sort of a slide up. Very small movement. I don't go. Just jumping up like that. And with this hand here, if you can see, my hand's moving not much at all. Plectrum, that's fine, but that just falls into the category of economy of movement again, so you're always trying to move as little as you possibly can, always keeping that in mind. So the exercises I want you to practice are just jumping from the first fret on the first string to the first fret on the second string, so just run through the method that I suggested. Just describe what you're trying to do to yourself, then try and picture it in your head what it is you're trying to do, and then try and do it very slowly and then loop it over till you get that. Then try and do it along with me. So this is exercise 1. And that'll be on the worksheet, which will be just down below, so have a look at that, print it off. The next shape is going to be the first fret on the first string to the second fret on the second string, so the shape looks like this. So going from there to there, and if you note that I'm using first finger for the first fret and the second finger for the second fret. So just first, then second, first, then second, first, and then upper string and second, first, upper string and second. So just practice that on your own. Describe what you're trying to do, visualise it, do it, and then look it over. The next one is 1 and 3, so it's 1, 3, next one we're going to do is 2 and 2, 2, and then we're going to do 3, and you should notice that the last 2 exercises I showed you are just really the same as the first one. Just exactly the same shape but in a different place, so that makes things a little bit easier. Okay, so now what I want you to do is practice those, get good at them. So that was us moving up the guitar, so what I want you to do is just do the same exercises but starting on the second string, so just do the same ones, so second, then along, then 1 and 3, and then just practice that for a bit, and then just work your way up the guitar. Okay, so just working your way up the guitar, when you get to the top you run out of strings, just stop. So practice the exercises that I've given you, they're all transferable, so practice them on different strings. The next thing that we're going to do is I'm going to teach you about shapes going down the way, because they're slightly different, they just feel slightly different. So you're going to go from first fret on the second string, which is there, to the first fret, so it's just down, so you're moving down the way. Okay, and then we're going to go 2 and then 1. 1, and then 2 and 2, and then 3 and 3. Okay, and then just want you to go up a string and work your way down. Then up another string and then come back down. So the point that I'm really trying to make in this series of lessons, what I really hope you've noticed is that there are only so many different shapes on the guitar. It's not an infinite amount of shapes, the shapes are limited. And once we've learned a shape once, you'll find the shape cropping up in all different places, but you've already learned it. So if you think of it just as one shape, it's very limiting, whereas if you think of it as just a shape that you can move about, it becomes far more powerful. So all that we're learning in these lessons, if we just learn it, then it's only got a limited amount of use, whereas if we understand it, it becomes much more powerful and we can transfer it to other places. So when you've learned that shape there, it's the same as that shape there. So if you're trying to learn a song that goes, you've already done all those shapes before, just in a different place, so your fingers are used to playing them. So I call that movability, and it's something that I'm trying to harness. It's something that tends to be that people who get really good at the guitar understand these ideas and these concepts, whereas people at the beginning don't, and it's really important for you to understand them early. I think that's how I think the guitar should be taught. You should learn the most powerful things at the earliest point you can. Obviously there's a balance between confusing people and giving them the right information, but I think it's really important to understand that the guitar is a logical instrument. It is linear, everything on the guitar is in straight lines and horizontal lines, so if we can understand that, then it becomes symmetrical and our knowledge is transferable. So this was lesson 4 on technique, so hope you enjoyed that. Do a little bit of practice on that and then have a look at some of the other lessons. There'll be links to the other lessons that are related down below.